Is there a legal standpoint for a wife when she finds out that my husband has a side chick? Is there something she can do legally?
Well, what she can do legally is to
and she doesn't want to divorce the man.
No. She has to divorce.
Men will stain your white. As I said earlier, side chicks have their own power too. You know, like look at now, you've transitioned from a side chick because you have a child now. You want to be, you're going to have more rights. You have a child, you get entitlements or something.
Exactly.
It's a child now. A child is tying you both together. So my husband has to be responsible for that child. So at the end of the day, you pack in small.
At least in the southern part of Nigeria, adultery is not a crime. So the husband can commit adultery.
Why should there even be a side chick in the first place? You are married, you are legally married to someone, then you out of curiosity, or maybe you want, I don't know, whatever your reasons are, you have a side chick. Why should your side chick have more benefits or enjoy more benefits than your wife?
Top of the day to you, and welcome to Law Unscripted with Gavel, where we discuss eminent issues from the standpoint of the law. My name is Ihina Mariekata, and with me in the studio is Barrister Femi and Rachel. Nice to meet you.
Very pleased to be here.
So how are we doing today, Rachel?
I'm very good. I'm excited.
Awesome. Barrister Femi. Awesome. So the topic for today is the legal rights of a side chick.
Legal
Legal rights of a side chick. Rachel, what's that? Or who is a side chick?
Okay, so as the name implies, I would say a side chick is someone by the side dating someone in a serious relationship or someone in a marriage. So a side chick is not legally recognized. A side chick is just, leg back now.
Yes.
So we have a lot of them in Nigeria.
Okay. So, Barrister Femi, do side chicks have rights?
Well,
or what's the difference? Let's start with the difference between a side chick and a wife legally.
Well, the thing is, first of all, I want to react to what she said, because a side chick, maybe we are going to be limiting the conversation to side chicks of married men, because in this era that we have side chicks to unmarried men or side chicks of unmarried men.
To be a side chick, you need to the other party has to be in a serious relationship. So you are just
does it matter? Because the thing is, sometimes you see people say, this is my main girl, this is my side chick.
Hold on, Barrister Femi, but there's nothing legally binding in the relationship.
Well, maybe it's in terms of terminology, because of the fact that they are still in a relationship, they're not married. So they were like, okay, label this person main chick,
main side chick. So that may even something serious is between this person and this person, but and this one is not serious. I'm just by the way.
B or A.
Well, if we want to limit it to just the scope of a married person or a marriage, of course that is valid and that is legitimate. And of course, legal rights of a side chick. Well, in Nigeria, as far as the law is concerned, there are only rights and obligations set out for married persons, for spouses.
Okay.
So as far as the law is concerned, if you are a side chick or a side babe or whatever, you are not, as far as the rights and responsibilities that are being earmarked for spouses are concerned, you cannot be a beneficiary of that.
Okay.
You cannot benefit from anything that comes from the marriage or that accrues, within that marriage or something like that. So, for example, let's talk about if you're a side chick, and of course there are things that belongs to the wife or things that belongs to the husband and wife. You cannot lay claim to it as a side chick. This includes money.
Properties.
Money, properties, tangible and intangible properties.
Okay. So, Rachel, just as a wife, what are the rights of a wife? Because sometimes these side chicks are even enjoying more than the wives. Barrister Femi, do you agree? So what are the rights of a wife?
So let me start with
or husband, because we're not looking at it could be both ways. It could be the man to be the side chick or the lady. Yeah.
Okay, but speaking as a woman,
yes,
I would say, let me start with men will stain your white. You said now that even some side chicks, they enjoy more benefits than the wife, and that's not supposed to be so.
Yeah.
I feel a wife, why should there even be a side chick in the first place? You are married, you are legally married to someone, then you out of curiosity, or maybe you want, I don't know, whatever your reasons are, you have a side chick. Why should your side chick have more benefits or enjoy more benefits than your wife? So I feel the wife should be more entitled legally, and even in every other aspect should be more entitled to than the side chick, if there is a
Can I come in?
Yes.
You sorry for I'm not fighting for the right to have side chicks.
I'm also not fighting.
But the thing is, you mentioned the fact that maybe there are situations whereby the side chick enjoys more benefits.
Exactly.
So when you talk about benefit, what are you saying? Is it the money? Is it like, okay, do transfer? Wait, let me land. Okay. Is it like you are talking about, okay, chief, I need 1 million naira to open that my shop. I need like 5. Fine, those things are good. Those things are benefits, so to speak. But when you talk about the benefit of a spouse, of a wife within the marriage, they are more ingrained and they are more long term. They are more codified. Let me put it that way.
Okay,
they are written. So when let me now talk about the rights, apart from those transfer, those small transfer and trips and Dubai.
Let's not even forget the emotional availability
that those people enjoy, those side chick enjoys.
Yes.
A wife in the marriage, is entitled to all those things. It comes naturally with the marriage.
Okay.
In terms of provision, in terms of maintenance, in terms of even inheritance.
Okay.
But they are entitled sometimes, so that does not mean they are getting it.
It might not, but the thing is, they can enforce this.
Okay.
So, before we go ahead with that thought, I want to ask: is there a legal standpoint for a wife when she finds out that my husband has a side chick? Is there something she can do legally?
Well, what she can do legally is to
she doesn't want to divorce the man.
No. She has to divorce because it's I don't know. She has to divorce. Because the thing is, when you marry, you are entering into a contract. And the contract says that these are my rights, these are my obligations, these are some of the things that you should be doing for me. You have to provide for me, you have to, take care of your kids.
Is the law not one-sided now? You just agreed that the side chick can enjoy such benefits. Now you're saying I should enter into a contract. Why can't I just be the side chick now?
No. See, the law has taken care of that. When that person is not doing it,
okay,
like I said, if you do not do it for the side chick, nothing can happen. But if you are not doing it for the wife, then the wife can come and say, I can't live like this.
Okay,
I'm going my own way. However, these are the number of years I have spent with you. These are the things that I have helped you achieve. It is now time for me to get what is due to me.
Wow.
And for you to take care of your kids. We have 2 children. They are going to school in Lekki. I have my business. This is the life that you have exposed me to. I can't go back to living in a 1-room apartment. So I'm now approaching the court for the court to say, you must provide this life for me. I'm divorcing you. I'm not.
So there's no other way aside.
Thank
divorce.
You. There's no other way. Because
what if I don't want to leave my husband? Well, I just want the other lady out of the picture.
That is the thing. Because the thing is, as far as we are concerned, that is the gray area. As far as we are concerned, at least in the southern part of Nigeria, adultery is not a crime. So the husband can commit adultery. However, that adultery can be a basis for you to say, as soon as you see the adultery, you can now say, no, I can't take this adultery. It's one of the grounds for dissolution of marriage. Say, do again. You can now say, this adultery, I can't accept it. So I'm leaving. However, all these things are mine that you should have done for me. So I'm collecting them. And the court will evaluate the capacity of the man to do all those things. They will evaluate it and say, okay, you have the means to do. You are rich now. Your children can afford to go to school in Lekki. You can afford to get a 5-bedroom apartment for this lady, for her children and her to live in. You can afford to give her 150,000 every month. So you understand?
Yes.
So those are some of the things, and those things will be, will be an order of the court. And if you go against them, you can go to prison. But the side chick cannot do that. Say you understand me like that. So you get maintenance, your children are taken care of, and you're not even married to him again. But the side chick, I can wake up today and say, this girl is not making me happy, go away.
Yeah.
And the side chick has
nothing.
Okay.
So you understand like that?
Yes.
But the thing is, those benefits that you think the side chick is getting are superficial. They are just very short term. Whereas the one for the rights of the wife are more long term and more established. Even inheritance. What if the man dies?
Like, you understand?
Because at this point, because we've seen,
and you're talking about okay, fine. You're talking about okay, the man, there are rights and responsibilities in the marriage and something like that. What if the wife is not the one doing her responsibility in the marriage, and the husband now went out and say, okay, I'm going to look for my, I'm going to guard the side chick? I don't
think that is a ground for having a side chick. If your wife is not satisfying you and you've tried to,
so you divorce.
Yes.
And then when you divorce, your wife will say, yeah, take care of me.
Take care of me.
So your wife should have said, okay, take care of me now.
Okay, so
take care of the kids, take care of me.
Barrister Femi.
But she was the one that said,
another person,
see, leave me alone.
Hold on, Barrister. Let me ask Rachel.
Because there's no punishment under the law for that. Fine, the law creates an avenue for the man to divorce.
Okay.
And say, I'm divorcing.
Yes.
But also, it is the same law that says your responsibility is to you as a man.
You must fulfill it.
You must do it.
Okay.
Especially for the kids.
Yes.
Especially for the kids. And God help you, the woman gets full custody because of the fact that she's more available to take care of the kids because of the nature of your work. You can't really take. Naturally, custody goes to the woman because she's more available and all that. If you can prove, because Nigeria, the law is a little bit balanced in Nigeria. If you can prove that you can really take care of those kids, you have the time to take care of them, and oversee them, monitor them, then the law will give you custody. But it's not always forthcoming like that. So naturally, custody goes to the wife, and once custody goes to the wife, maintenance goes with it.
Hold on, Barrister Femi, just hold on. So I want to ask Rachel a question. If in the course of this side chickery, if I can use that word, this woman gets pregnant as a wife, what would you advise your husband to do?
What would I advise my husband?
What would you advise your husband to do before we come to the standpoint of the law, which, Barrister Femi, you have to keep very brief. Good.
Oh my God. Okay, so I think my husband, God forbid, but for you to come and tell me that a woman has gotten pregnant for you outside the marriage, naturally I would leave the marriage. As I'm speaking for myself, I would leave the marriage. It's enough ground for me for divorce. But then speaking generally now, as I said earlier, side chicks have their own power too. Like look at now, you've transitioned from a side chick because you have a child now. You want to be, you're going to have more rights. You have a child. You get entitlements or something.
Exactly.
It's a child now. A child is tying you both together. So my husband has to be responsible for that child. So at the end of the day, you pack in small, enter
and you
the house.
packed in and you have displaced me.
Yes.
Barrister Femi, your question will be this. If a side chick gets a child, what are the rights that person accrues for herself?
Well, because of the fact that, fortunately, Nigeria there's no issue of illegitimate children any longer in Nigeria. All children are now legitimate. Okay. So if the side chicks get pregnant, then of course by virtue of the Child Rights Act and some other extant laws, you have to take care of that child. And that child is recognized as your child.
And in the way you are taking care of the wife too.
And the
child thing is now this is different.
How?
Because it is still the child,
not the lady
that is legitimate, not the lady. So whatever it is you are doing for the child, it's just for the child.
But you mentioned earlier that if the woman is the one with full custody, the money goes to her.
So she has the right to do marriage.
That is for marriage.
Okay.
See, there are very, very small distinctions.
Why are they small?
That makes huge differences.
Okay.
For the child, you can just cater for your child. Just for your child. Just okay,
you have the right to say okay.
Send the school fees. How much is my child's feeding? Okay. Send it to. And you can even, fight for the custody of the child.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And take the child under your wings, and maybe it becomes your wife's stepchild or whatever.
Mama, I believe for a side chick to have a child, though.
And then how many people impregnate their side? When pregnancy comes into issues, it becomes a whole different thing.
Yes.
The other person
It
for marriage.
happens. Yes.
It happens.
Okay, so let's talk about when the wife now goes out of her way to tell the side chick that, you know what, leave my husband alone.
The side chick tells the wife.
No, the wife
tells the side chick
to leave her husband.
Yes, probably threatens her, goes to a place of work, harasses her. What can the side chick do?
Well,
do you think the law covers that scenario?
There are some rights. Like I say, there are some rights and that protects the husband and wife, that make sure that they enjoy their marriage.
Yes.
Right to own properties, right to provision and security, and
yes.
all those things. And I think I mentioned one interesting one, like right to not incriminate one another.
Exactly.
Especially in events of a crime.
Yes.
You can't you can't testify against your husband cannot testify against
you,
and all that. But the thing about this is that individually too, each person has their own rights, as provided for by the Constitution.
Okay.
So the actions of the wife, when it comes to going to harass the side
and threaten,
has left the sanctity of the marriage. You've left the umbrella of the marriage.
Okay.
To say, okay, you are going as
a person, an individual.
As an individual. To say you are going to harass Tinuke.
Yes.
So it is now a question of harassment of Tinuke by Taiwo. Sure, you understand?
So the law would accept that.
Yes. So if you harass,
yes.
it won't come under the confines of the marriage.
Yes.
Nobody will reckon with the fact that you are a wife somewhere.
And she was actually side chicking your husband.
No, that would not be in the
concern.
I've also seen instances of side chick threatening the wife. The side chick telling the wife, say, leave this man. Yes,
so
for me.
It's just an issue of, okay, you harassed, you defamed this person.
And that's it.
And that is it.
So the reason I'm threatening her because she's dating my husband.
It's not going to be.
Yeah, it's not in it. It's just the fact that you as an individual went to do this. Those are reasons will be considered in court, during evidence and all those things. Okay. But they don't form the foundation of. So if you as a wife, you see that your husband is half side chick and you are now going to start threatening
your own.
Your own. No, don't do that. Do whatever is provided for under the law, which is evaluate your marriage.
Yeah.
So it is something that you can accept.
Okay.
Or if you cannot accept, you leave.
Let him be doing whatever he's doing outside, because I know some women have that my God.
Yes, just leave him.
Don't cobalize me. Or you are a woman of principle and
and you
cannot take bullshit. So if you can't take bullshit, just approach the law or your lawyer
and
say, what are some of the reliefs that I have. Okay, and the lawyer will say, okay, do you want divorce? Do you want this? Do you want that? And then you do that. Okay.
So Rachel, your last point on this topic. What do you think about side chicks having a legal right or having legal rights?
Like Barrister Femi has said, side chicks, they have legal rights, but not within the confines of a marriage. I think that's still good. You're operating as an individual. The law recognizes you not as a side chick, but as an individual, and you have rights to, if someone harasses you or violates your person and all of that, you have rights. That one is still normal. But at the end of the day, still, this is not an encouragement for people to be, for women or men to be side chicks. Please. Leave married men alone. Leave married people. Leave serious relationship people alone.
Okay.
Go and look for the sky is big enough for every bird to fly.
Femi?
For me, okay, I know that we've talked about the fact that, okay, side chick are enjoying and whatever. But at the end of the day, those enjoyments, like I said previously, they are discretionary. The guy can wake up tomorrow and his head will spark and he will cut off that enjoyment. But whatever enjoyment the wife within the confines of the marriage is enjoying, it is her due, to enjoy that. It is what she
has. So why be the side chick when you can be a wife and have more?
Exactly. It is her right. And she has a lot of right. Like I said, a lot of things that I've said are just being, is maybe because I just said it off, in an offhand manner. They are very deep rights. For example, inheritance rights. It is important. It is very important. Let's say, unfortunately, the man dies.
Yeah.
The wife and the children are the sole administrator of his estate. And they can do whatever they can do whatever they want with the estate.
Yes.
Now imagine he's a big boy, he's a rich man. As by virtue of the fact that you are the wife, you are now Mr. something. You've taken that position.
Yes.
The law recognizes you.
Okay.
So a side chick cannot come and do that. No side chick from anywhere, even if you are on a yacht when the man died. Once he dies. That's the end. Your privilege
end.
So those are some of the things that, go get that ring.
Okay, look at that ring. All right, so this is what we'll call it a wrap on today's episode of Law Unscripted with Gavel. Always remember that Citizens Gavel is ever ready to lend you a helping hand, a legal helping hand, whenever you need it. My name is Ikina Miriekata, and it has been wonderful with these two persons in the studio. Till we meet again, do have a lovely week.